Hi there. Um, Today I think I'm going to again make a character. My, but I think this is going to be like. So I haven't uploaded for a while actually, cause I don't know. I just at some point I was suddenly, my motivation was all gone. Cause like I don't get any views on my videos. YouTube is not really taking the channel seriously at this point, but um, I realized some things just need patience. And I think for some things we're just like, as humans, for some things we're like just too big to realize. Like, we can't really realize how important the small seconds are. Like, but then in 1 second, your whole life might just change something. But then we're also sometimes too small to realize things like, um, we might not feel that we're growing, but 2 years later we suddenly realize that we were actually growing. It was just too small for us to realize. Too slow. Like, as a whole, there was a huge thing happening, but because we were just living in the moment, we couldn't realize it. I don't really have an idea for a character, but I think all the characters are, a point of my life, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a character out of what I'm feeling right now, too. Mm, my life is going great. There isn't any bad thing happening. Good things are happening, but very slowly. But I'm happy that nothing bad is happening. But just 2 days, if you ask me, I was very sad that not like bad things or anything was not happening. Because sometimes my life does feel very empty. And when it feels empty, I'm like, oh, I must be very unlucky that nothing in my life happens. But no, I think I should still, even though it feels empty sometimes, I should feel happy that my life has been always very safe. Nothing bad ever happened to me. I've always lived my whole life like a princess, just in her castle. Um, my parents are super protective of me, and I'm right now 16 years old, and even in 16 years old I want to be like, I'm doing my things to start making money, which means that I'm going to start making money at a young age, which means that the rest of my life also is probably going to be very safe. Nothing bad really happening to me. Me just in my castle, protected by anything outside type of a life. It's really interesting how feelings or like the perspectives can change your life. Your life can stay the same, but just you feeling bad about things. You can like everything might be going good, and then you just start feeling sad about one thing, and then all of a sudden in your life, in your eyes, your life is horrible. You know. So like when people are going through things, for someone from outside, when they look, they might just see nothing. They might be like, what are you sad about? Your life is so good. But I think at the end of the day, if we live in one side of the line, we're always going to, as human beings, we're always going to wonder what's on the other side. But today, I have this one online friend, and I was talking to him, and then he was like, your life is good, right? Like, you don't have to run after friends, more this, more that. Your life is so good right now. Why are you sad? And that's when I was like, today I had this realization where I don't have to be curious about the other side. This side that I'm on is actually the great side. I don't have to wonder. Sometimes we wonder, and sometimes we feel something, and then we forget that you can just tell yourself not to feel those feelings. Yeah, it doesn't work about all the feelings. Let's say that there's actually an issue in your life, then if you say like stop feeling this, then it's an issue. But like, how do what I'm trying to say is that like sometimes we feel things without any problems, like we just feel them. We feel happy for no reason, then we feel sad for no reason. And if you're living a life where like nothing really is happening, this is going to be like your life. You're just going to be, the same thing is happening in your life, but you're just going to feel sad and happy for no reason. But those feelings that happen for no reason, you can just tell yourself, hey, you don't have any reason, just stop feeling these things, and that'll fix it. Like, that's the literal way you fix it. You just talk to yourself, have a conversation with yourself, and you either conclude you're like, oh yeah, this is the thing that is wrong in my life, and this is the thing that I'm complaining about, so I should change it. Or you have a conversation with yourself, and then you're like, wait a second, I'm feeling this for no reason. This feeling I had was literally for no reason. So we have a character. Now I'm starting to forget the characters that I already made. So if I start making characters that I already made, that's going to be super funny. But yeah, this character, I don't want to give her the name. I did say her, so I guess it's a she now. Yeah, she is a small little child, and nothing really. Like, her life is perfect because both of her parents are very protective, they're also making very good amount of money. They're doing better than her friends and stuff. No, actually, her friends are also doing as good as her. I feel like this goes back to the first ever character that I made, Elijah. Elijah is this girl who is a rich girl, had never ever failed in her life, and at some point of her life she just gets bored. That's like her character, literally. I'm going to add on to her character. Now, I think um, Elijah at some point, I mean not at some point, she just, it was always safe. She was always like no issues in her life. Every time there was a even the smallest issue, her parents would immediately fix it. So there would be nothing to live off of, because you kind of live and experience by solving the issues in your life. But for her, she never had issues. She was always like just celebrating, having fun, which is good, which is great. But she starts to basically, like from her childhood, she has always been like feeling sad for no reason, then feeling happy for no reason, because your body is going to want to feel things. There is nothing to feel about. There's no topic to feel about. Like if there was an issue, it would feel sad. If there was a good news, it would be happy, right? But because she was always living like in a happy situation, there is no reason to be sad, and there is no reason to be happy because it's always happy. So she's going to start feeling happy and sad for no reason. And I actually had a poetry that I wrote that was about this. It went like, I'm happy for no reason, I'm sad for no reason, it's okay, I was born for no reason. It's a very small poetry, but it was about that feeling. Just in your head, you have a whole, you start living in your head, you start making things up in your head. I mean, Elijah, we already talked about her. She actually The fact that she's bullying herself in her in her diaries does show that she is going crazy, you know, she's going super, like she's losing it, you know. And I mean, like, there's no reason for her to not lose it, you know. Maybe she can try and do things. She can go, oh yeah, well, I have all the sources. I can do things that other people can't. Let me just do this, you know. She should have a conversation with herself, not bullying herself, not making things up. She should at some point get sick about just talking about unreal things, and she should at some point of her life have a realization where she goes, I at this point I'm not going to think about my life with all these fake things, all these like sparkles, all these like fake colors. I'm going to talk about my life as exactly the way it is, and I'm going to try and find solutions for myself. Hopefully that time for her will come earlier. I mean, she's already 18, and at 18 years old, I think she's 19. I forgot how old she is. But at 19 years old, she wants to be a singer because she realized that she can be a singer, and being a singer will start putting some value into her life, you know? The fact that she realized that would mean that she does have the potential to understand that when she has all these opportunity to do all of these things in her life, she should start doing those things. Like, if she wants to, she can actually help the humanity. She can actually fix a lot of mistakes that people that lived before her made, you know. Like, if you see our politics, you can tell that our politics needs one or two rich people to go, yeah, I'm gonna use my wealth to fix things now. I'll fix one mistake, he'll fix another mistake, and I feel like that will be an amazing way to heal. And if our humanity healed like this, it would be, I think it would make the story of life very, like the whole story of the world, very cute, you know. It would be very great. Yeah, so that's the issue that she had. So I'm not going to add this video to the playlist of, you know, characters. I'm going to add this to the playlist of um Elijah's character development, you know. I'm going to make a playlist called character development, and I'm going to add it to her, that, or maybe something like that, I don't know. Yeah.